Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm all over the place today. I hope you guys are having a good day though. A good day of the week whenever I do post this. This is definitely a sensitive topic for me. It was definitely emotional to be able to make this video because there were so many emotions, questions on, how were others going to feel, as well as was I going to get sued? I don't know. I just was like all over the place with the questions. And then I finally just decided like the whole reason behind me starting the journey of YouTube, and as well as my other project that'll be coming out on February 1st that I'll talk to you guys more about later, was to be able to share my journey and let you know some of the things that I've been going through, and maybe they can be of help to you or somebody that you might know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. Don't forget to share. Okay, I really would appreciate it. It does make a difference. But like I said, I don't want to talk too long, so let's get into it. So, basically, I was with somebody in my past relationship that I just got out of not too long ago now, but well, it's been a minute, but I was with them 3 years, 3.5 years, and that was probably my most challenging relationship that I have ever been through, or things that I've ever had to go through. It was just all over the place, and I don't really know if I got anything from him other than to be able to know my worth and love myself even harder, and to know that I deserve way more than I was being treated. So I do want to thank him for that, just because of the simple fact you did teach me that. I don't know if you taught me anything else, but that I definitely did learn. I learned it the hard way, but I learned, and I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful and blessed to be able to be at this point in my life that I'm in now. For the first 2.5 years, things were wishy-washy, real rocky. There was like lying going on, cheating, defense mode mechanisms, where I never really felt, I can honestly say that I never really felt comfortable to be myself fully around him. I felt like when I did come out of my shell, it was like something effed up, and I was just like, yeah, no. So I don't feel like he ever really even got to see the real goofy side of me. The side that all my friends and family, or even past exes, even got to see. He didn't even get to see that. Or the people that like see me on Snapchat or Instagram, he didn't ever get to really just see that, because when I tried to open up like that, it was like he would judge by not only his facial expressions, but the stuff that he would say to me. And, it was just too much. So I was uncomfortable. And there was red flags from the beginning, and I just totally bypassed them, because by the time that I really was thinking about them, it was like, what is the point? Because I'm already this deep into him. I know I'm not going nowhere right now, basically. And definitely, I would say he was real narcissistic when it came to a lot of stuff, and manipulative. And I feel like, even though a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is just like, you might be like, well, this is a lot of stuff he did to you. I didn't really do anything to him, but I did things to him. Like, but not on the level that he did me, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, for instance, my stuff was probably like, if I blew up his phone, he just couldn't take that. That would piss him off, and then he would spaz out on me and cuss me out or something like that. Or like, if I'm sitting up trying to express my feelings, and then you're like, you always in your fucking feelings. Shit, it was like shit like that is his problem with me. So, but his stuff was like lying to me, like lying to my parents, like I said, I don't really want to go into detail about the horrible things all the way that he did, because I just am like, I don't feel like that should be put out there, even though they were horrible. But let's just fast forward a little bit into the brief background. It really wasn't until we were not living in the same city that things had got bad. So he decided to move and better himself, which I'm assuming and I'm hoping that that's what he is doing now. I don't really know, but I know when he first moved, it was a little rocky. It was a lot going on. So when he moved, I didn't get told until like a week and a half in advance. And apparently nobody else knew he was moving but me, because he just up and left. So when he did that, that same week he cheats or whatever. Definitions of cheating, I don't really know what you guys are, but okay, physical cheating, and then if you talking to some other female, if I never knew about them from the jump when you first started talking to me, then we got a problem, because now I'm like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? On top of the fact that I know you talking to her on this level, because y'all commenting back and forth on your photos, and y'all flirting with each other. Then when I DM her, because I did DM this girl, when I DM her, she gets smart with me, and I'm just like, I did not come at you wrong. I'm asking you, do you talk to him? Because I just want to know. So then that was the whole thing, and I was just like, I'm going to address it with him. I'm just simply asking you a question. Make sure you remember, though, do not go after the female in a fucked up way if your nigga is doing something wrong, because you really need to be addressing your nigga. But I don't think it hurts to be able to ask a simple question nicely, woman to woman. Are you talking to so-and-so? That's all I'm asking. Nothing else. I'm not asking you to, unless I ask you that later. But I just want to know a simple question right then. But I don't know. I feel like we live in a society now where you can't ask that, because these females get upset. Now, when I done been asked that, I be like, yeah, I'm talking to him. And then I just be like, do you talk to him? Like, but I don't know. And not everybody works like me. So, long story short, she got attitude, said yeah, and then blocked me, da 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 da. I just was like, okay. So then I went to him. By this time, he was still here. He was about to leave. 2 days. This was like 2 days before he was about to leave. And so we was like, I was like emotional. He didn't want to hear it. Like, he just was like, I can't talk to you about this stuff right now. I'm going to work for these last 2 days before I leave. And you can either leave me, do what you gotta do, or you gonna stick this out. Like, so I just was like, I don't know, because I'm in love with you at this point. We've been together 2.5 years, even though you've been fucking up since then. And I'm still like, it's almost to the point where I'm brainwashed into your manipulation. So I let it slide, basically.
What?
But I did end up like kind of being able to express my feelings in the car with him when I took him to work. But it really wasn't a conversation where the shit got resolved. It was kind of like he was just manipulating me into basically not thinking about it anymore, because he was about to leave. So then we left it as that. He went on, and he had some struggles when he first got there, because apparently his living situation was not what it was going to be when he got there, and he was just all over the place. Sorry guys, I'm a little sick, but he was just all over the place. He had attitude. When he left, he was barely communicating. When he leaves town or I leave town, he barely communicates. So we struggled with that. Like, unless he was in town, you heard from him constantly. but that was because he needed something, I felt, or he wanted to do something. So, but then when we wasn't in the same city, it was like communication was out the window. Like, fuck communicating with me. That's how I felt he felt. It was like so stressful. It was overwhelming. I was going through school, and I was losing focus. Like, I failed a class because of the stuff that we was going through while he was away, and not being able to talk to him, not really feeling like I could depend on him. But to be honest, I never could depend on him the whole time. He could depend on me, but I just felt like he was really only there for me once, and that was when I was going through some family issue at the house that I was staying at when I first moved here, and that was the only real moment I can remember where he was like, we was like this, and he actually was there for me, and it was a memory that I always was like, I'm gonna remember this because you don't ever do this. And so this was like, even though it's a little moment, it was something so small that he did. It was so memorable because I don't think dudes realize that the small things count. And so I was like, I noticed. Like, I'm thinking you're going to be like this the rest of the time now, but no. Once he went to work, then he got back from work and was just like, you still mad about that? Like, come on now. And I was just like,
Okay.
so we barely were even talking. Like, it was like lack of communication all the way around. It was like we was talking sporadically, and this went on for like months. Because I want to say he left in February, and then we was going through BS stuff all the way up until he came back in June for a funeral, and then we still was kind of going through bullshit stuff, but it was not so much because it was, a sad time, so I was just trying to be there for him. But during those sporadic moments, we did go through an incident where, because he did finally end up getting into his own place and things like that, he was still struggling, and he was depressed, and he just didn't know what to do because he was short on stuff for his bills and stuff. And so I felt bad, and I talked to my parents about it. My mom and then my parents had offered to help him out, and because he pulled, okay, I didn't really want to talk about this, but maybe I should talk about it a little bit. So he pulled this stunt where he was short on his rent and stuff, and he was trying to get money without having to, I guess, ask his parents. And so my parents were offering to at least help out a little bit, but they were just like, well, what's your parents' number or whatever, so we could at least let them know, we're helping out and stuff. And I was like, telling my mom the whole time, like, I'm a little skeptical because that fool be lying. And so I don't really know if he trying to finesse right now. And so my mom was like, well, if you don't feel comfortable with us doing it or something like that, then we don't have to. And I was like, okay. And so I wanted to get to the bottom of it. And I was like, all right, like, send me your mom's number so I can send it to my mom. And he's like going off and was like, no, forget it. Just forget it. Like, no, if that's what it's going to be. So then I'm all like,
Okay.
I just got this thing in my head where I was all like, all right, maybe I could reach out to one of his brothers, let them know what's going on with him, and then they can just tell his mom that way. So I was at work, but I had did it, and then one of the brothers messaged back and was like, thank you for let me know. We've been worried about him. We didn't know what he was up to and stuff, so thank you. And it was probably like 10 minutes later, I got a phone call from him, and he was like going ballistic because he was like, did you tell my brothers or you told my mom what the F is going on and da-da-da-da-da? And I was just like, well, I felt like they needed to know you struggling and you are depressed and claiming to have gone to the hospital like 2 to 3 times and stuff. And so that's why I was just like, why would I not let somebody in your immediate family know? But it's because you're finessing folks. So I just was like, okay. So he's spazzing out on me, and in the same time he's spazzing, his mom is texting me off of Facebook, messaging me off of Facebook, and then she's all like, um, hey, what's going on? Let me know the stuff. He's going ballistic because I'm texting her back. He breaks up with me. He busts out in tears on the phone. Like he starts crying. It's not funny, but it's crazy to me. So I'm laughing because I'm just like, this is unbelievable. Like, I just was like, I can't right now. So then I'm telling her, she's explaining to me, I'm telling her he's on the other line spazzing now. He don't want me talking to you. He just broke up with me because I just did it, but I felt like y'all needed to know. She's thanking me and just, trying to reassure me, and she was like, I'll call you later to talk. So later on she calls and she's like, anything that he say that come out his mouth be a lie. He be finessing folks, and that's why he up and left, because he wasn't trying to do right in the houses. He was jumping from house to house here, talking about people, kicking him out. But nobody was, I guess, really letting him stay just because of the simple fact that he was not doing right or helping them out. According to what his mom said. I really was at the point where I was just like, I don't know who to believe, because I already barely talked to his family like that. I never really communicated with them like that, just because on the slick, I kind of felt like they ain't like me no way. Because at one point, they thought that I was taking all his money when he got the job he was working here. And I was like, that money ain't going to me, because I be wondering where his money be going, because we can't do shit unless I pay. So, fuck out of here, okay? Because I was really looking at y'all like,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
so then, fast forwarding, we got through that whole incident of BS. It's time for his grandma's funeral. We go to that. It's a real happy moment, celebrating her life. It was sad but happy. I think the only embarrassing thing for me was going around family members and them not realizing that he had been with somebody for 3.5 years at this point. So then they're looking at me like, and I'm just over there looking like with my head down, like, this is so embarrassing. But the only people that really just knew was like mom, brother, siblings, dad, or whatever. So, which is fine, because, I probably wasn't going to see the rest of the family like that anyway. So, then before he left to go back for the funeral, or once he left to go back to where he was staying, the new place, out of state, he we decided, okay, I'm gonna come visit or whatever, probably closer to when it's about to be time for school for me, but way before that. So I was about to go out there to visit. We was excited about it the whole rest of the summer, up until like the last couple weeks, the last week and a half of me about to go. And then he started switching up stuff and was like, can you not come this week, and I'm like, I already bought the ticket, what are you talking about? I'll try to switch it. Don't, you playing. So then I switched it, and I was just like, and then when I switched it and it was about to be the days before I was gonna go, he come talking about, I wish you would just come on. I'm like, nah, bruh, I'm coming. Like, you bullshitting at this point. So then, basically, I was asking for the address so that when I got there, I could Uber there, because his car was down and he didn't have no transportation to even come pick me up, so, from the bus station. And so I was just like, all right, give me your address so I can Uber there. He didn't want to give me the address. Like, this dude literally did not give me the address until I got off the bus in the other state. And I had to blow his phone up to even get it. I was talking to his mom, and she was like, maybe you shouldn't even came, because that's crazy that he doing you like that. I said, I'm already here now, so I can't really do anything about it. You're about to make me emotional talking about this right now. So then, while I'm talking to her, he sends the address. I get in the Uber, and then I get there, and I can't get in the gate because he ain't give me no gate code. So then I have to blow him up till he answer and say he walking to the gate to come get me or whatever. So then he comes to the gate to get me, but he's not really talking, and like, we just walk into his apartment and stuff. So he had one of his family members over there, and they had some girl in the house or whatever, but then they was about to leave, and then I get they peeped that he had attitude the minute we stepped into his apartment and stuff. And so he was like kind of slamming stuff down or acting like, shitty. So then they left, and then it was just me and him in the apartment, and we basically, I was just trying to kick it with him, talk to him like, hey, because I ain't seen you in a couple months, looking ass. So then he just wanted to go to sleep. He just got off of work anyway, but he just wanted to go to sleep and not talk to me at all. And I'm like, I did not come here for you to act like this, so don't start. And so I was like, I'm gonna bug the shit out of you because you doing a lot right now. And he couldn't take it, so then he spazzed out on me. He literally walked out of his own house, like he spazzed out, like yelling. He hit the wall, like he was going off on me, and made me sleep on the couch. Like, it was just a lot going on. So then a week goes by of me being back, and I was already kind of like in a depressive state from when I came back, because I don't know, I think it was just like I miss him and I had not seen him in so long, and then staying for that whole week and being next to him every day just was like, we're back to normal. Now we're not. So then I was just like in a funk. So, but while I'm in that funk, I discovered that he is talking to somebody. And when I was there and I was cleaning up one day, I had noticed some black and pink Nike slides. And I was like, who's these? And he was like, that's so-and-so's girl that be coming over here. The person that be staying with him too. And I was just like, oh, okay. But I didn't believe it because they was in his room. And so I'm just like, if they was so-and-so's, he would have had them shits outside the room. So you lying.
Exactly.
But I ain't gonna say nothing. So then I'm also the type, let me get all the evidence before I come to you. So then that way you can't sit up and lie about it. So then I discovered that he's talking to somebody, and I had already like another Instagram that I was using, and I was just like, let me go on there and make her know that, he got a girlfriend, right? So then that's basically what I did. And then she went on my actual page and immediately blocked me before I could, if I were to even just discover her that way and speak to her from that page, I wouldn't have even been able to do it because she had already blocked that page. Like, I think she knew who I was from the jump. And so, I talked to him about it. I ended up talking to her, and things just didn't go well. At this point, I'm back for school, and everything that was good just went all the way from up here. We down here now. Like, we way down here. All the way from like August when I came back, before like a week before school, and this was going on literally until like April, basically, because April's when I went into the facility. So basically, I find out about the girl or whatever. We have our run-ins. We were going off on each other. She's saying effed up stuff. I'm saying effed up stuff. But the stuff she said was actually, like, way more hurtful because I'm like, you know too much. Like, he talks to you. That's another thing. Like, why do dudes always tell the side chicks all this stuff that they won't tell the main chick? Like, the person that's been down for you for so long, but you go tell the person that you've been with for such a short amount of time. You don't even know them, but the main chick know you. Was supposed to know you at least. So I'm thinking in my head, like, you know too much. This is so uncalled for. So then we're going back and forth. I'm like, at this point, now she's got her friends of following me on social media accounts. So I'm literally making a post like, if y'all get followed by these social media accounts, you need to unfollow or block their ass, because they really lurking to see what I'm talking about, to see if me and him is still together or not and stuff. Like, it was so petty. Like, she took his name out of her bio, and then when she saw, so I tried to see was she really harassing me and stuff, or like lurking, basically. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take his name out my bio, right? So took his name out my bio. Not even like 5 minutes later, the name was back up in her bio. So then I immediately went back to my bio and I put his name back up. And then she messaged me and was like, I'm sick of this shit. I just was like, are you kidding me? Like, so then, like, we went on and on about this for the longest, but it was so emotionally draining at the time. Like, it was so bad because I'm just like, this is unnecessary, and then I ended up breaking up with him in December because I couldn't take it anymore. At that point, when I was telling him, you need to get her because she doing too much and blah 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 blah, he started, if I felt like he was taking her side. So then I was just like, well, if you gonna do that, we don't need to be together, on top of the fact you been disrespectful this whole time, all the way from when I left to now, and it's December, about to be January, and you are talking to me crazy on the phone. Every time I call, I'm having to blow you up, and you ignore me, or you cussing me out in front of people that you talking to. You sitting around there. You're humiliating me in front of them. You literally get on the phone and tell me that you could have somebody beat my ass from down here where I stay. Like, that's just uncalled for, just because you sick and tired of my shit. But you never thought about the fact that I was ever sick and tired of your shit for the past 3.5 years that you've been putting me through. Basically, I end things, and in like December, it's actually about to be January at this point, all hell breaks loose, and his emotions are getting the best of him at this point, because I think at the end of the day, I don't know if he ever really cared. Maybe he did, but you could tell he became so angry at this point with me. Like, it was one of those, like, bitch, fuck you. So the one time that I give up on this because I feel like I should have been did it, now I'm such a horrible person, and he has manipulated me at this point into thinking I made the biggest mistake of my life. I start to mentally break down, and I start doing crazy stuff like blowing him up, trying to fight for us, yelling because he's not giving me what I want and what I need out of whatever this is at this point. I'm being humiliated more. I'm being called stupid and fucking retarded, and you're changing your number, but then you every now and then reach out through that number, so I have it, and then I'm messaging you, like, because now I know you kind of are talking to me, but really you just fucking with my head and trying to see where my head is at. And so it was an emotional roller coaster of back and forth emotions of begging for somebody and trying to love somebody that didn't want my love, basically, and didn't feel the same. So then, I don't know, something like, I was crying, I was isolating myself in my room for days, weeks. Even though I was going to school, I was missing some classes. I just was thinking about all the messed up stuff I had went through, investing so much time and money and energy and love into somebody that I don't ever feel gave two fucks about me. And if they did, they never knew how to show it. So, it was shitty. So when I got to therapy, I don't know what clicked, but I just was distraught, and I was suicidal. I just was like, I cannot function right now. I don't want to be here. And so she was like, what do you want to? I just was like, I need to get away for a while or something. I need to be able to think. I can't think straight right now. I don't know what's going on in my head. So she offered, and I was more than happy to be able to go. It was kind of nerve-wracking and scary at first, very, very, very emotional. My parents didn't understand what was going on and why I was suicidal. They didn't know that I was even still talking to him after all the stuff. And it was just a lot for family members because they didn't know what was going on. I never told anybody in my family except my parents. They knew. And so then I went in, and it was emotional like the first day or two. But it got better. I met some really great people that were going through the same things as me almost. Relationship issues. There were people in there with school issues. There was people in there with family matters, but they were just, the area of the hospital that I was in was basically for the people who are just suffering from depression or having suicidal thoughts or anxiety, and they just needed a vacation away from the outside world. Like, we needed a break from reality. We needed to be able to sulk in our thoughts and be able to recuperate what we was going to do when we got back out. And so these is normal people. Like, we just was having a moment basically, and we all grew and bonded together. It was really a great experience. I met some really great people that I still to this day keep in touch with, and it's so great to be able to see them grow and be in a better place than they were when we were all in there, because we were, like, when I tell you, when we first had those first couple of group sessions, everybody was like, fuck y'all, I ain't talking. I just want to sit here because, I just ain't got time. Some people was involuntarily admitted in. I was voluntarily admitted in. But the involuntarily ones, like, grew to appreciate being put in there so that they could get their sanity back. And so they even had an outpatient program after the fact that a few of us had went to together, and it was like so much fun, so much growth, and that's when I had actually got the strength to say, you know what, I'm going to use this journey as my journey as a platform to be able to, spread light on things going out there in the world that other people might be going through. Maybe somebody can relate. You just never know. But it was a good experience. That place that I got to when I got to the mental hospital and got admitted in, that place mentally was so dark. I would never wish the emotional distraught that I was going through on anybody. It was, even though I did not go into full detail of every single thing that happened throughout the relationship, I went through a few things, even though it took a while, and I'm sorry for that. But I would never wish that on anybody, for them to have to deal with somebody emotionally and verbally abusing them, because although physical is talked about more, emotional and verbal abuse is just as important, and it takes so much of a toll on you that you could even imagine. Like, my self-esteem was like in the negatives. I just felt like I was not deserving of anything. I was not worth anything. I was never going to be. I felt like I was just not shit. And it was just a lot. But I am glad to be able to be at the point in my life that I'm at now where I'm comfortable enough to talk about it without becoming emotional, on a crying level, but more of like I can, goof or laugh about the things going on and being able to, just share this experience and let people know some of the stuff that was going on if you followed me and his relationship through social media. If I posted, I did have some people, which is so crazy how many people pay attention to um the way you interact with people. Because when I got done, like when we were done and everything, I got out the hospital and I was, better. Sorry, my hair be killing me. But when I was better, I literally had so many Snapchats of people talking about, I am so happy that you're not with him no more, because it was so obvious that that was just not it. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, these people are snapping me about photos, pictures, or snippet videos of me and him in happy states. But they're not getting that. Even though it's like you're putting on for the camera that you're happy, they know for a fact, my nigga, you are so in love with somebody that is not nowhere in the same amount of love as you. And I was just like, I can't believe y'all saw that. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's so crazy. But I definitely, the people on Snapchat, I definitely have to thank, because you follow my life every day. And the fact that they are so encouraging, even when I feel like they are sick of my shit on there. Like, I'm just like, I love you guys. I do, because I don't be thinking that people real deal pay attention to me the way these people on Snapchat pay attention to my life. I'm thinking you skipping through, but no, you're actually listening. And I'm just like, it's like my digital journal, like digital diary basically. And I'm really, when I'm posting, I don't even really think about the fact that it's an audience watching me, listening to the things that I'm saying and talking about. And it's just crazy. So I definitely appreciate that. I will say, people who want to call house the mental house a crazy place, it's that, don't call it that. That's an insult. These people are mentally ill. Okay, the ones that suffer from schizophrenia, bipolar depression, manic depression. You don't know. Manic bipolar disorder. You don't know. But these people are going through things that you probably could never imagine, because you have not went through yourself. And so you have to think about, these is normal people just like you, but they're suffering from an illness. And that's why we need to learn and research more about mental health before automatically judging somebody off of their actions when they cannot control them at points. And so it was definitely a good experience. I enjoyed it. To be honest, I would go back. I have moments where I'm like, I need a break from life. Can I go back? Okay, like, it's nothing bad at all. And to be honest, I would encourage everybody to be able to go through something like going in there, just to be able to experience what it truly is, and know that, this is not a place full of crazies. This is a place full of people trying to get their life back on track. Something that you probably need to do if you're the one judging and you just ain't got to that level, or something that somebody else probably needs to do that you know of, but you don't know how to explain that to them. So I plan on talking more about mental health and the mental facility in another video later, and different things of coping mechanisms that I've learned throughout this journey. But this is just the first part, I guess I could say, of what I went through and how I'm using it to be of help to other people. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry for it being lengthy. I'm gonna try to do my best to make them not as lengthy, but if you watched the whole video, I appreciate you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also share this, make it go viral, something. There's definitely going to be more parts to it, but you know, just get it out there to people who might be going through the same stuff and were skeptical on, you know, mental health or going to get help about it. So that's all I wanted to say. I thank you guys again, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video.